And it's the Edinburgh Derby with which we start. A huge match this. Hearts already relegated, of course, but arguably the form team of the bottom six and desperate to drag Hibs closer to the playoff spot. Not out with the realms of possibility that the next Edinburgh Derby could take place in the Championship, especially given the contrasting fortunes since the last meeting 4 weeks ago.
A derby win for Hearts. Derby defiance.
Despite their biggest win of the season, 30 years in Scotland's top flight is officially over for Hearts.
The future of Hearts appears more secure tonight after the Edinburgh club took a major step towards exiting administration.
I think we are about 90% of the way there.
I felt as Sunday lifted a huge weight off my shoulders.
It's not McGinn again! And that could be game over at Easter Road already.
Hibernia are now moving on to 9 games without a win.
We've got a big derby, we've got to show far more resilience and show far more fight.
Terry Butcher rings the changes for Hibs again as they look to bounce back from 5 defeats in a row. McGivern returns, as does Robertson. Collins drops to the bench and is replaced by former Hearts teenager Jason Cummings. Brad Mackay's unlucky to drop out of the Hearts team. Gary Locke going with the more experienced skipper Wilson, who is back from suspension. Hamill is banned after last week's shove on the Ross County boss Derek Adams. The match preceded by a minute's applause for lifelong Hibs fan Margot MacDonald MSP and for Hearts legend Sandy Jardine. It really has been a horrific run of results for Hibs. Lack of goals, lack of wins. It's not happening for them as Craig knocks it in, and that's just past from Cummings. Yet to score for the club, the 18-year-old. Hibs in poor form, Hearts are in great form. They could be the spoilers in the bottom 6. It's Billy King's corner. That's Patterson's header! A stunning moment as we head towards half-time, as Hearts go in front. And Callum Patterson sends Hibs into even more bother than they were in before. That is Hearts' 500th goal in Edinburgh derbies. Well, Hibs have had the better chances, but somehow they find themselves behind yet again, and that's a free kick against Ryan McGivern. It's a harsh one. Nicholson was all over his back. Floated in by McHattie. And headed in again by Callum Patterson. Well, it's scarcely believable. Hibs have had the better opportunities, they haven't taken any of them, and Callum Patterson has snapped up 2 in 3 minutes before half-time, and the Hibs fans are heading for the exits already. Surely not a third before the break. Well, it's a free kick, it's gone Hibs' way. The Hearts players shouting for handball against Liam Craig. This is Cummings. Against Wilson. A good play by Thompson. That's gone for a corner. He doesn't score many, Kevin Thompson. Little drop at the shoulder there. Still Hearts with a 2-0 lead. Quickly done. This is Watmore, the sub. And now McGivern. Forster! It's game on! Jordan Forster hands Hibs a lifeline in the Edinburgh derby. McGivern's cross, that is a brilliant header from Forster. Bulleted past MacDonald. The arrears halved. Hopes raised for Hibs. That's Stanton. Danny Wilson did enough. Hearts are in trouble here. Collins! Well, that should be 2-2. It's come to him very, very quickly here, James Collins. He's not really expecting it, but surely he's got to do better than that. Just a couple of points separating 7th to 11th. It is so tight. The goal difference is negligible as Ryan Stevenson comes through. This would kill it. No. And still Hibs are alive. The Hibs defence stopped. They thought Stevenson was offside. He played on. And the Hearts fans thought he'd made it 3. It stays at 2. The 6 minutes of stoppage time being eaten up here. Forster goes long. That's Collins! What a save from McDonald! Well, there was a flag, so this won't register as a save, but tremendous goalkeeping.
You know, we had to dig in because Hibs, you know, put us under pressure. You know, they got up on second balls and made it really hard for us. But I think you saw the team spirit was there for all to see. You know, everyone was fighting for the cause, putting their heads in where you put your feet, and you know, that's the reason we got the 3 points.
It was a good effort from the players, great effort, and a lot of good, hard work this week, and good hard work in the game today. The players are committed, you could see that. So yeah, with 2 slack pieces of marking have cost us dearly in the game. In a game that I feel we should have got something from it, at least.
2-1 to Hearts. Craig, you and every other Jambo must have absolutely loved that.
Yeah, it was good. You can see Hearts are still fighting right to the end. You know, it's a little bit added bonus that they can try and drag Hibs back in to that playoff spot. So there's still plenty for them to fight for. I think they're trying to finish less than 15 points behind Hibs. I think that's a good motivational factor between now and the end of the season. So it was another good step in trying to rein them in.
Callum Patterson, Pat, used to be, well, he was the hammer of the Hibs. He used to be a striker for Hearts, right back, but he's back amongst the goals again.
Yeah, and he looks an absolute natural when he goes forward, particularly in the air. But I think there was a comfort and confidence about Hearts from the start of the game, the very start of the game. Then they'd fallen out of it. At this point, Hibs had actually come into it and were the better side, and it crushed their confidence. But, you know, if you're defending, you need to want to defend. Yes, it's a great ball. Yes, it's a great header. But it's the simplest thing in the world. He wants it more than the defenders. And in both occasions, it comes into an area where even if you don't win the ball, you have to make sure you take something to the player. They were 2 pretty clean headers there.
Hibs don't score many goals, Craig, but a bit of fight from them. And Jordan Forster, he took his goal well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And Hearts are a little bit all over the place. Danny Moulson has to eventually come out and try and stop the cross, and it leaves a big hole in the middle. And it's just lofted back in there, and he attacks it so well. He gets a run on, I think it's McHattie at the back post there, he gets a run on him, and there's only one winner there.
Do you know what the problem with Hibs is? They can't score goals. Simple as that. Collins here. Now, in actual fact, he can take that in, take it round the keeper, do anything except thin air it. And if he's confident he doesn't do that, you know, and he's losing confidence like a lot of the rest of the players, if you've got Stokes or a Griffiths, which Hibs used to have, he just takes that into his body and either gets a penalty or scores the goal. And that's the difference. I think it's 2 goals in 10.5 hours for Hibs just now, and both of those goals have come in losses. So it's very, very scary times.
Yeah, that must really summed up Hibs at the moment. There was a minute's applause for Margaret MacDonald and Sandy Jardine as well today. Pat, how well did you know him? Yeah,
like a lot of people, you'd meet him when you go to Ibrox, but I remember my first ever meeting with Sandy Jardine, playing for Clyde against Sandy in the later years of his time at Hearts. And he was a great player then. Hearts won, but at the end of the game he walked over, put his arm around my shoulder and walked off with me, giving me a technical piece of advice about why I should get closer to him, not stand off him, because if I turn him he wouldn't get back. And I'm thinking, why are you telling me this? Well, the reason why he's telling it is because he was a classy guy. He was a classy footballer apart from anything else. And he said to me, look, you're going to be going to down south quite soon anyway. And he wanted the best for Scottish footballers. And it didn't matter if they were Hearts, or they were Rangers, they were anyone. An absolute gentleman of the game who cared about everybody else.
Yeah, we've lost a class act, that's for sure.